Good evening, Cardinal fans. Welcome once again to Berryville, Arkansas, home of the Berryville Bobcats and Berryville Lady Bobcats for tonight's Region 4 championship game between a familiar foe. The Harrison Lady Goblins are just over 4 way off, and alongside myself, Brian Dean, bringing you again is a very familiar Farmington faithful individual. None other than the Bizzle himself, the OG, Jonathan Bry.
Yes, Mr. Dean, we are here at this brand new, sort of new, Bobcat Arena.
Should be a very good ball game. Harrison comes into the game at 27-3 overall, 11-1 in conference play. Their 3 losses came at the very first game of the season against Kickapoo, and then both times, once in conference play, regular season conference play, and once in the district tournament to your Farmington Lady Cardinals. The Lady Cardinals come into the ball game with a 29-3 overall record, 12-0 in conference regular season play. And JB, based off of what's taking place, we hope the trend continues for our Lady Cardinals tonight.
Yes, I agree. I mean, these are both very good basketball teams, but I mean, as we've seen, both of the times where we've played them, we've come out on top, and that's only given us more to feed off of and to scout off of, so I can only imagine that would be the same outcome here.
Couple of names that we got to watch out for from the Lady Goblins is number 3, Kenzie Parker, number 12, Marion Groberg, not to be confused with the Goldberg from last night at P. Ridge. This one's Groberg, Groberg, Caroline Cecil, Aggie Salmon, Bryn Olson, and Sydney Schrum. Those are the top 5 or 6 competitors, not necessarily top 5 or 6 competitors, but point production come out of those 5 or 6 hands.
Yeah, I mean, I could see this game going anyway. It's just, I imagine that what Harrison's going to try to do is most of them can get hot at any moment, and whoever that person ends up being, they're going to try to hit the hot hand and get them to light the scoreboard up.
So last night, JB coming into last night's game, I don't know if you heard this or not, but I made a prediction last night, and I'm going to explain first how I got there. So last night was the 4th game that we played against P. Ridge. Played him twice in the regular season, once in the district tournament, and then last night. Farmington traveled to P. Ridge, won in double overtime by 1 point. P. Ridge then comes to Farmington. Farmington grew the deficit that P. Ridge had by 10 points, so we won by 11 at home. Following so far?
Yes, yes.
So we win by 1, win by 11. Okay. The 3rd trip in the district tournament, we grew it by 1 over the previous one, so we won by 12. Well, 11 plus 12 came to the conclusion that we would win by 23 last night. JB, what was the final score of last night's ball game?
I do not recall exactly, but it was not a close game.
56-33. Now, you being the bright guy that you are, I know that you're extremely good at math. 56 minus 23 or minus 33 is what?
That is 23 exactly.
And that is exactly the point total that I said that Farmington would win by. And we did. Therefore, I have a prediction for tonight, and let's see if we can make it 2 for 2.
All right.
Farmington wins the game by 13.
I could most definitely understand that. Most definitely.
It is championship Saturday night Region 4A tournament play. The winner, the victor, will secure the 1 seed going into the state playoffs next week, held in Farmington. The one that is not so fortunate secures the number 2 seed and a bye as well. We're going to pause for the national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the red state does that star-spangled banner yet wave? O'er the land of the free, in the home of the
All right, now let's get ready for the senior girls action, starting with the team that will be on the visitors side.
There you have it, JB, the national anthem. Brought to you live here at Bobcat Arena. Farmington comes into the game once again at 29-3. They are wearing the road reds as they end up being the #1 seed on the bottom half of the bracket. So therefore, Harrison is in the home whites.
5'9", junior number 23, Trinity Johnson.
Trinity Johnson, Tori Kersey, McKenna Van Zant, Audrey Culpepper, and Joelle Tidwell are your starters for the Lady Cardinals.
Those are 5 incredible basketball players right there.
They are. And the scary thing is you look down at 3 of those, and that's all we're losing from the starting 5.
Yep.
And you got a very deep, talented bench
Absolutely.
following those 3 up.
Coached by Doug Young.
It's a bittersweet moment.
They're 28-3 on the season.
The Harrison Goblins coming into the ball game at 28-3.
5'7", senior number 3, Kinsey Parker.
Kinsey Parker is going to start
At forward,
for Harrison.
5'9", senior number 4,
Cecil, Caroline Cecil.
At guard, at 5'6", junior number 22, Mariah Hudson.
Mariah Hudson's going to get called for the
At
start
guard,
tonight
at
as well.
5'8", junior number 11, Bryn Olson.
Brent Olson's going to be number 11.
And at forward, at 5'11", senior number 12, Marion.
And then number 12, Marion Groberg. Doug Young brings his group into tonight's ball game for the 3rd time against the Lady Cardinals. Once in regular season play, once in district tournament play. And we are set for tip-off.
Just looking at the lineups based off of size, it seems like these two teams, they're very well matched up together. Both very clearly athletic, both have size, speed.
Joelle Tidwell and Marion Groberg set to tip it off at midcourt. The center ref blows his whistle, says, "Girls, let's go." Harrison won the tip. Trinity Johnson's going to pick up a quick foul 3 seconds into the ball game.
It was a very touchy foul to start the game. This could highlight what is further to come.
Farmington comes out in their man-to-man defense. Here's Caroline Cecil guarded by Tidwell. Gets it over into the hands of Kinsey Parker, looks inside to Cecil, gives it up to Hudson. Hudson loses control. Bryn Olson is there, and her shot's blocked by Audrey Culpepper off the hands of Tori Kersey and out of bounds.
Just phenomenal defense right there. That girl just out of control coming into the lane. They just stayed straight up, let her throw it right into their hands.
Groberg with the basketball, throws it out of bounds. It's going to be a turnover to Farmington. 7:33 to go in the first quarter. 0-0 still to score. Farmington has yet to have an offensive possession, but here comes their first. Van Zant goes to Culpepper on the wing. Back to Van Zant, inside to Tidwell, outside to Culpepper. Short corner to Kersey. Kersey goes inside to Tidwell. Tidwell dribbles once to her left, shots off the mark. And Harrison comes down with the rebound. Compliments of Bryn Olson, who takes it coast to coast, up and in to give Harrison a two-point lead. 2-0, Harrison. Culpepper, short corner to Kersey. Back out to Culpepper. Back to the short corner. Upstairs to Van Zant, over to Culpepper for 3. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound, Caroline Cecil. A little bit slower pace to this ball game, to start this ball game versus the first 2 times these teams have met. Hudson goes inside, is going to draw a foul. The shot was no good. I believe the foul is going to be called on Kersey.
I think it's interesting how we've decided to play this team in a man. I mean, we've played games against them where they haven't really been able to shoot that well, but obviously they can get hot. I feel it's surprising we decided to come out and match up with their girls.
Hudson's first free throw is up and in. 3-0 now for Harrison. 6:34 to go in the first quarter. Second shot's on its way. No good. Rebound, Kersey. Outlets to Van Zandt. Van Zandt stutter steps, looks inside to Tidwell. Nothing there. Kicks it over to Culpepper. Inside to the short corner to Kersey. Kersey goes baseline, finds a wide open Trinity Johnson for three, and it's good. Trinity Johnson puts Farmington on the board and ties the game at 3 apiece.
I don't think Harrison's going to last too long in this 2-1-2 zone. We're just going to put it in and out. We're just going to shoot all day until they come out and play us man.
Caroline Cecil with it, working against Culpepper, goes baseline. Shot is off the mark, rebound Van Zandt. Van Zandt loses control, but Culpepper's there. Gives it back to Van Zandt, over to Culpepper. Short corner to Kersey. Back to Culpepper. Inside to Tidwell. Working on the free throw line, out to Van Zandt. Thought about a three, pulls it back. Gives it up to Johnson. Inside to Tidwell. Further inside to Kersey. Off-balance shots, no good. Offensive rebound, Tori Kersey. They're going to call a foul on Harrison on the floor.
That's one example of how well coached they are. I mean, Tori went up, and I mean, whether or not that shot's going in, she's going after to get it.
All right, Hudson picks up her first team foul, her first personal foul, team foul number 1 for Harrison. Carson Dillard into the ball game for Trinity Johnson. Came up last trip down the court a little bit hobbling. Going to go down to see Melinda, find out what's going on. She looks to be okay, but going to get checked out just to be sure. Van Zandt to send the inbounds pass. Upstairs to Tidwell. To Culpepper to Van Zandt. Van Zandt brings the ball to the top of the key, finds Dillard by herself on the wing. Shot was no good. I believe that one was partially blocked.
Yes, I believe it was.
Kenzie Parker now with the basketball, working against Van Zandt. Goes inside. Tori Kersey's going to get called for the foul on Parker's shot attempt. It's going to be 2
Foul on number 12.
on Kersey. Here comes the young sophomore Morgan Bry due to check in. Kenzie's first shot's no good. 3-3, 5:04 to go in the first quarter. Kersey comes out, Bry checks in.
This is putting us in kind of a strange situation. Morgan doesn't normally come in till late second quarter, but obviously now with fouls and injuries, they're going to have to change it up a little bit.
Parker's second free throw attempt was up and good. 4-3 Harrison. Van Zandt goes inside to Tidwell. Kicks it out to Dillard, back to Van Zandt. Gets a ball screen for Tidwell. Culpepper for 3 from the corner, off the back of the rim. Kept alive by Morgan Bry, ends up in the hands of McKenna Van Zandt. Van Zandt to Culpepper. Culpepper inside, short corner to Bry, inside to Tidwell. 3-point basket from Van Zandt. Rims in and out. Offensive rebound, Carson Dillard. Back to Van Zandt. To Dillard. Back to Van Zandt. 4:27 to go. Tidwell with it at the free throw line, finds Culpepper in the corner. Culpepper to Van Zandt with a long 3.
Wow.
Rims in and out. Rebound, Caroline Cecil. Good shot, just a little bit off the mark. Brent Olson with it now. Caroline Cecil, here's a deep 3 from Mariah Hudson, and it's good. 7-3 now with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Van Zandt tried to push it ahead to Bry, throw it out of bounds. And Coach Johnson wants to talk about it. 30-second timeout.
Just a silly turnover. I mean, they got the ball in transition. Yes, they just hit a 3, but you really got to value the basketball there for that possession.
That's right, good call. But no harm by pushing the ball ahead. Just
Yeah.
a little softer pass, pushing the ball ahead like that. We've seen that time and time again throughout this season. That's what Farmington does. That's part of that Farmington Fast motto that Coach Jay and the girls have. And just a little bit too far, a little bit too hard. Hey, it's only a 4-point lead for Harrison. It's nothing that we can't overcome.
Yes, and we have seen Farmington's defense plenty of times get stops so they can get their offense going again.
So it's going to be Harrison basketball with 3:58 to go in the first quarter. Kenzie Parker brings it up, working against Van Zant. Finds Caroline Cecil, goes inside, kicks it out to Hudson. Back to Cecil. 3-point basket's off the mark. Van Zant comes up with a rebound but steps out of bounds. It's going to be turnover to Harrison. Coach Holt and company wanted to push out of bounds, did not get the call. Brent Olson with the basketball, working against Bry. Caroline Cecil with it now. Looking to go inside to number 12, Marion Groberg. Olson takes it inside to the racket end. 9-3 now. Harrison leads at 3:27 to go in the first quarter. Tidwell with the basketball. Kicks out to Dillard. Back to Van Zant. To Tidwell. Culpepper. Culpepper goes to her left, puts a high arcing shot off the backboard, glances around the rim and falls out. Rebound goes to Harrison.
We're doing a great job getting the ball to the basket. We're just not finishing very well. We've gotten plenty of shots inside, but just got to make the ball.
Caroline Cecil with a turnaround three is no good. Great block out by McKenna Van Zant to secure that rebound. Cardinals have numbers. Wide open Dillard for three. No good. Rebound Tidwell puts the basket up and in. 9-5. To stop the Harrison 6-0 run. Close the gap within 4 to Harrison. Brent Olson. Now to Caroline Cecil inside to Groberg. Working against Tidwell. Goes up. Shot blocked. And they're going to call a foul on Joelle Tidwell.
I don't know if that was necessarily the right call. We're not right there on the floor, but that looked pretty clean from up here.
That's a great call. We are 55 feet in the air versus the standard 35 feet that we normally are. So a little different vantage point. First free throw's on its way and it's good. Makes it a 10-5 ball game. Sydney Schrum checks into the ball game for Harrison, replacing Kenzie Parker. 2:23 to go in the first quarter. Harrison leads it by 5. Groberg's second free throw attempt is coming. And it's up and it's in.
That's one thing all good teams will do. Our girls do it really well, and Harrison's done it really well so far, is shoot free throws.
Culpepper drives inside and is going to get held up by Harrison. Sydney Schrum's going to get called for her first personal foul. Second team foul. Foul totals for Farmington is 4, and for Harrison is 2. Inbounds pass goes to Van Zant. Van Zant working against Hudson. Kicks it over to Bry, makes a nice move, goes inside hard, and is going to get fouled against Caroline Cecil. That's Cecil's first. So Bry to the free throw line for 2 shots. First shot's up and in.
And that's one thing you'll notice about this Farmington team is not all of them have a conventional, pretty looking shot, but you can tell that they put time in at the gym to make it go in.
Are you saying that Morgan Bry does not have a conventional free throw?
I am saying it is not a pretty looking shot, but I mean,
it's effective.
Yes, it is very effective.
11-7 now. Farmington trails Harrison. Caroline Cecil.
Good defense
Out
here
to
by
Groberg.
Farmington.
Yep. Inside to Brent Olson. Sorry, that's Sydney Schrum with the basketball. Working across Tidwell. Caroline Cecil now has it. Back outside to Groberg. Farmington faithful loves the defense.
Harrison's trying to just dribble the ball in, get the ball to the rim, but we're doing a great job staying in front, and there's the foul on Morgan Bry.
Morgan Bry is going to get called for her first, team's 5th. Trinity Johnson due to check in for Farmington. Olson at the line for Harrison. Her first shot's up and good.
This could cause some problems here in the later game. Almost all of the 3 main bigs here have a foul. Both Morgan, Joelle, and Tori on the bench. I guess Audrey doesn't have one yet, but might have to go a little deeper than usual.
Second shot's up and in. 13-7. Farmington trails by 6 over Harrison. $1:30 to go in the first quarter. Van Zant directing traffic. Finds Johnson on the wing. Gives it up to Culpepper at the top of the key. Back to Van Zant. 2-3 zone from Harrison. Tidwell's got it now. Works around the screen inside, kicks it out to Bry. Back to Johnson. Finds Culpepper with the skip pass. 3-point shot is good. Audrey Culpepper cuts the lead in half. 13-10 now with a minute to go.
If I had to guess, I'd say that she starts to light it up from the three-point line. She's missed a few to begin with, but normally that's all the shooter needs is to see it go in.
Absolutely. And here's the steal by Morgan Bry. Ends up in the hands to Tidwell, pushes ahead to Van Zant. Van Zant looking to go inside, power move inside.
What a finish, right in the middle of their defense.
38 seconds to go. It's a 1-point Harrison lead now. Hudson with the basketball. Working against Tidwell. Now gives it up to Caroline Cecil. Has a little hook around Culpepper, and the shot from Groberg is good. About a 17-footer. It's just a 2. Farmington down by 3 with 26 to go in the first quarter.
Here comes a set that we've seen so many times throughout the year, constantly scoring. Oh.
And Sydney Schrum ends up with the pass, pushes ahead to Hudson. Hudson takes it all the way to the rim and in. Here's Van Zant with a half-court three-point shot.
Oh my gosh, it went in.
McKenna Van Zant with a half-court three-point basket at the buzzer to make Harrison's lead 7-15 at the end of the first quarter.
That makes up for the turnover she had right before the end of the quarter.
What a way to rebound from a turnover. McKenna Van Zant cuts the lead to 2 for Harrison at the end of 1. We'll take a quick timeout. Be right back. You're listening to Farmington Lady Cardinal basketball on the Farm Cards Live Sports Network. We're back, Cardinal fans. Start of the second quarter. 17-15. Harrison leads it. McKenna Van Zant just drained a half-court buzzer beater to cut the lead to 2. Van Zant with the basketball. Gives it up to Dillard. Dillard guarded by Hudson. Gives it up to Johnson. Johnson looked inside, finds Van Zant at the top of the key. Van Zant goes inside, has a shot blocked. Ends up in the hands of Tidwell. Ooh. The 8-footer's no good. Mariah Hudson with the basketball.
Berryville here seems to be switching up between defenses almost every possession. They just went from a zone to a man coming out of the quarter, and they've done that a few times so far.
Here's a long 3 from Sydney Schrum. It's good. 20-15 now, 7:20 to go in the second quarter. Dillard to answer. Bingo! It's raining threes, JB, from both sides.
She was left wide open.
Dillard says, Sydney Schrum, anything you can do, I can do just as well. Here's Tidwell with a deflection, ends up back in the hands of Groberg for Harrison. Then they go inside to Groberg. Groberg goes high off the glass and in. And then they're going to call Van Zant with a carry. JB, you know, the good thing about this game, not only is it tight, not only is it competitive so far in the early goings, but what a great crowd.
It is. I am very surprised how many people have come out here to make the trip. I mean, that's just one thing our Lady Cardinals have experienced all throughout the years. You can tell by just the people in the stands just how much support that they have as they go through their postseason run.
Caroline Cecil, 3 attempts, no good. Offensive rebound for Hudson. Gives it up to Schrum. Inside to Groberg, working against Dillard. Gives it out to Hudson. Hudson gets bumped, no good.
McKenna there attempted to try to take a charge.
Van Zant to Dillard, off the glass, off the rim, no good. Rebound, Groberg. 6:05 to go in the half. 22-18. Harrison leads it. Kenzie Parker with the basketball. Trinity Johnson goes for the strip, and they're going to call a reach in. on Trinity Johnson. She's going to pick up her second.
Number 23, Trinity Johnson, her second.
Morgan Bry is going to check back in for Farmington. And for Harrison is going to be number 11, Brent Olson. Olson replaces Schrum. Bry replaces Johnson. Kenzie Parker throws the inbounds pass, almost picked off by Van Zant. Hudson has the basketball for Harrison. Gives it up to Parker. Parker goes inside against Bry. Joel Tidwell is going to pick up a blocking foul, standing straight up.
It seemed to me that was perfect defense, and I don't know what was wrong with that, but they called her for her second foul now.
Parker's basket was good. The free throw is good. Take it 25-18 with 5:46 to go in the half. Van Zant with the basketball. To Dillard, to Tidwell. To Bry, to Dillard. Dillard gets bumped by Olson and no call. Farmington fans wanted a call. Van Zant directing traffic. Finds Bry in the corner. Now back to Van Zant. Gets a ball screen from Culpepper. Gives it up to Bry to a cut and Tidwell. Back to Bry. Van Zant to Dillard.
Harrison seemed to hit their defensive groove here. They're doing a really good job keeping us out of the paint and keeping our shooters contested. There we go. We got a set coming now. We'll see how well their defense
High
holds
school
up
state
against this.
basketball championship atmosphere from Berryville. Culpepper goes inside, high off the glass, no good, but it's going to get fouled. I believe they're going to call that against Caroline Cecil. It's going to be her second personal foul.
Number 4, Caroline Cecil.
Culpepper goes to the line with 2 shots. First shot glances off the front of the rim, to the back of the rim and in.
Shooter's touch right there.
Absolutely. Checking into the ball game for Harrison is number 30, Maggie Salmon. Replaces Caroline Cecil. Culpepper's second shot's up and in. 5-point lead now with 4:44 to go in the half. Harrison leads at 25-20. Kenzie Parker to Hudson. Hudson working against Dillard. Gives it up to Olson. Olson to Salmon. Inside to Groberg. To Olson. Outside to Parker for 3. Off the rim. Rebound Culpepper. Tidwell has it. Brings it across the timeline. Looking to go inside. Kicks it out to Culpepper. Over to Van Zant for a deep 3. Off the mark. Rebound Salmon.
Most of our three-point shots just aren't falling today. Going to have to get that figured out going into the rest of the quarter, otherwise it might be trouble.
Olson with the basketball, gives it up to Parker, looking to go inside to Groberg. Matched up against Tidwell. Gives it up to Hudson, gets a ball screen to Groberg. Gives it back to her now. 3:45 and counting. Groberg goes inside. Shot's no good, rebound Bry. Outlet to Van Zant. Van Zant goes inside high off the glass, no good. Audrey Culpepper with an offensive rebound and in.
Harrison there did a great job getting back on defense. They just didn't account for somebody running up right behind in case McKenna's layup missed.
3:20 to go in the first half. 25-22 Harrison. This is the way that we expected this basketball game to go, nip and tuck. Here's Olson working against Van Zant. Gives it up to Hudson. Ball screen from Groberg to get the switch on. Olson back to Hudson. 3 minutes to go now. Try to go inside. Deflect the pass by Culpepper. Ends up in the hands of Tidwell. Tidwell outside to Dillard. Over to Culpepper. Back to Dillard for 3. And it's
She
good!
got it right there.
Carson Dillard ties the score with 2:45 to go. 25 apiece. Big time shot from the sophomore Carson Dillard from the wing. Mariah Hudson with the basketball, guarded by Tidwell. Harrison goes inside to Groberg, triple team, throws the ball tried to throw the ball. I thought it went out of bounds on them. Ends up being Harrison basketball. Must have glanced off somebody's hands. Casey Drain into the ball game for Farmington now. Sidney Schrum guarded by Drain. Schrum checked into the ball game for Harrison. 25 apiece with 2:10 to go in the half. Schrum working against Bry. Hudson now against Dillard inside.
McKenna Van Zant there seems to be called for a blocking foul. Attempted to take a charge on girl going in for a layup, but they did not give it to her.
Mariah Hudson's free throw attempt is no good. They actually did not call the foul on Van Zandt. It's called on Drain. Hudson's second shot's off the back of the rim, no good. Van Zandt ends up with it.
There was a lot of contact on that rebound there.
Was. Van Zandt looking to go inside, gives it up to Drain, gets a ball screen from Van Zandt. Dillard from the top of the key over to Bry. Culpepper now. Outside to Drain for three. Off the back of the rim. Hustling for the offensive rebound as Morgan Bry gives it up to Culpepper. Back to Drain to Dillard. Dillard goes inside, gets stopped up by Hudson. Kicks it out to Culpepper with $1:29 to go in the half. 25 apiece. Van Zandt to Bry. Bry to Culpepper. Culpepper to Van Zandt to Dillard. Top of the key, guarded by Hudson.
Triple screen there for McKenna Van Zandt. Still couldn't get a
Dillard
shot.
to Bry to Van Zandt for a deep three. McKenna Van Zandt off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound, Brent Olson for Harrison. Minute to go. Tie ball game still. Olson loses control over dribble, gets it back up, gives it over to Marion Groberg, goes inside, has a shot blocked by Audrey Culpepper and out of bounds with 49.8 seconds.
What a good block by Audrey there to just get her off the rim, show her whose pain it is.
Harrison's inbounds pass goes to Sidney Schrum with 45 seconds to go in the half. Guarded by Drain, takes it to the rim. No good. Van Zandt with a rebound. Now it's going to get called. Harrison foul called on number 10, Sidney Schrum. It's going to be her second personal foul. 38.1 seconds to go. Tie ball game, 25 apiece. Heading into halftime.
Looks like right here they're going to run out the remaining 30 seconds of the ball game just to get the final shot so they can have the lead going into the half.
.17 seconds to go now in the half. Cardinals waiting patiently. Coach Jay says, let's go. Dillard to Culpepper, to Drain, to Van Zandt. Van Zandt goes baseline, is going to get held up by Sidney Schrum. That's going to be her third with 5.2 seconds to go. It's going to be team foul number 6.
Now, that's not a smart foul for number 10 there for Harrison. You got 5 seconds left of the half. One of your better shooters. It's not very smart to pick up a half. It'll restrict your third quarter playing time.
Maggie Salmon comes in for Sidney Schrum. Van Zandt to inbounds it. Gives it up to Culpepper. Culpepper to Dillard. Three-point shot from Dillard's off the mark, and that's where we're going to end at halftime at 25 apiece. JB, you want to talk about state high school basketball, not only on the court, but the atmosphere, you've got it right here, live and in color.
You've got good competition on the court. You've got lots of excited people out in the stands. It's making for a great atmosphere.
25-25, heading into halftime. We'll take a quick timeout and come back with a couple minutes to go in halftime, discuss the first half, and looking into the second half. For Jonathan Bry, I'm Brian Dean from Berryville Bobcat Arena. You're listening to Farmington Lady Cardinal Basketball on the Farm Cars Live Sports Network. Welcome back, Cardinal fans. 3 minutes to go in halftime. Tied Harrison and Farmington, tied at 25 apiece. From Berryville Bobcat Arena, I'm Brian Dean, alongside Jonathan Bry, the Bizzle.
Yeah.
JB, Biz 2.0, 1.0, the OG.
Yes.
One of these days I'm going to get it right. Bizzle 2.0 is down on the court.
That's right.
What a great night for high school basketball. JB, let me first and foremost tell you that thank you for being willing to join us.
Absolutely. This is a blast.
It opens up some eyes for you, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
You have done a great job. I appreciate you stepping in, stepping up to the plate, knocking it out of the park with us. So far, so good. I mean, if you look at it, we're not down.
Yes.
So that's a positive. Basically, you say, all right, girls, here you go. You got 16 minutes of game action to play. You're tied at 0. Let's go get it done for 16 minutes.
Basically, I mean, this is a clean slate for both teams to come out on. I mean, obviously this time we'll get some of our better players back, like Tori Kersey. I wouldn't say better players. We have great players, all even going into the depth of the bench. But we'll get some of our starters back. Won't be in as much foul trouble, and we'll just get to start off from right where we were from the beginning.
Ground zero. If you were to say one thing in the first half that was an area of opportunity for our Farmington Lady Cardinals, what would you say it would be?
Gosh, I'd say an area of opportunity for our Cardinals is the three-point line and also layups. I mean, we're getting shots that we want, shots we make all the time. We just got to start hitting them.
Right. So it's not so much anything that we've done wrong. It's just made better. I mean, if you look at our shot selection, the shot selection has been there as well. The shots just hadn't been falling, just a little bit too strong, a little bit right, a little bit left, that sort of thing.
Yes.
But nonetheless, hopefully a better shooting percentage was the biggest thing. I guess you would say, in your words, shooting percentage could increase, and that would be our one biggest opportunity.
I would say so. I mean, we've done pretty good on defense. I mean, we've held the great Harrison team to 25, and I'm sure they're thinking the same to us. But
right.
I think what this game is going to come down to here is who's going to be the one that starts heating up from the three-point line and inside the paint.
And controlling the fouls.
Yeah, yes, that was I mean, I'd say most of these fouls are, both teams do a great job trying to stay out of foul trouble, but some of these fouls have been so touchy and just got to clean it up just a little bit so we can get through the game here without any real foul problems.
You look down at the home side of the bench. Madison Earnhardt goes down traditionally at halftime and gives everybody the high fives that she normally gives them. And says, all right, girls, let's go. It's time. And here we go. Start of the second half. Harrison's got control of the possession arrow. Here's Bryn Olson working against Culpepper. Gives it up to Caroline Cecil, back to Olsen. Defensive switch coming. Groberg inside. Basket's up and in, 27-25. Here comes Van Zant and the Cardinals. Van Zant goes to Tidwell. Fake handoff to Johnson. Over to Culpepper. Goes inside to Tidwell. Off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound by Tori Kersey.
Man, that almost looked like a pass over there to Tori Kersey so she could go up, throw the ball up.
Kenzie Parker's going to pick up her first personal foul. Team foul number 1 for Harrison in the second half. Van Zant's inbound pass goes to Johnson. To Kersey. To Tidwell. Drives inside, kicks it out to Van Zant. Back to Culpepper. Culpepper with the basketball with 7:11 to go in the third quarter. Culpepper to Johnson. Back to Tidwell at the top of the key. Now to Culpepper on the opposite wing. Kersey inside, off the glass, no good.
Just so close.
By Parker, sorry. That last shot that we saw by Kersey, we have seen fall time and time again. Groberg throws it away to Kersey.
Good defense. Everyone collapsed when the ball got into the paint. They prevented anything else.
High off the glass from Kersey as she takes it coast to coast. Tie the score at 27. And right there, JB, if you saw Mariah Hudson, she set up to draw the charge. Kersey saw it and said, you know what, be there.
That was
I'm
a
gonna go
very
right around.
impressive play for her to just step around her like that.
Skip pass over to Kinsey Parker, and she walked with the basketball. Turnover Harrison, 6:15 to go in the third quarter, tied at 27 apiece. Van Zant with the basketball, kicks it out to Johnson. Johnson over to Tidwell. Tidwell goes baseline against Caroline Cecil, now inside to Culpepper. Culpepper finds a wide open Tidwell underneath the basket.
What a good finish by Joelle.
Joelle Tidwell, basket's good. Fouls on
Basket is good by Joelle Tidwell.
Caroline Cecil.
It's looking like here.
Third.
It's looking like here Harrison's starting to rack up in the fouls.
Tidwell's and one is good.
Could go to our advantage coming up into the fourth quarter because we are such a good free throw shooting team.
Here's Brent Olson going inside off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound, Groberg out to Cecil for three, and it's good. Caroline Cecil with a deep three to tie the score at 30 apiece. 5:33 to go in the third quarter. Van Zant with the basketball. Inside against Hudson, high off the glass. No good, rebound Groberg. Here's Olsen. Off the hands and off the foot of Mariah Hudson, out of bounds.
It's a good job at Trinity putting pressure on the Harrison Goblins there in order to force the turnover.
Shane Gilliam checks in for Caroline Cecil and the Harrison Lady Goblins. Van Zant with the basketball, 30 apiece with 5:06 to go in the third quarter. Johnson with it now. To Tidwell to Van Zant. Van Zant to Culpepper. Over to Johnson. Out to Van Zant. Ball screen from Culpepper. Van Zant goes left, gives it up to Kersey, goes baseline. Kicks it up to a cutting Van Zant, high off the glass it is. McKenna Van Zant now with 7 points on the night. And a 2-point lead for Farmington. Groberg working against Tidwell. Out to Parker. Mariah Hudson left alone for three, and it's good.
Those are just defensive mistakes that you don't typically see from our Farmington Cardinals here. I mean, that girl, she was left wide open.
Doug Young says, hey, we're up by one. Let me call a 30, give y'all a break. And the clock is still running. The clock is still running, and we're in the middle of a timeout.
This is what very important game, and we got problems at the scores table.
There was 16 seconds that ran off the clock. Referees finally realize it. And they're going to put it back to 4:17. My opinion, there should be 4:21 on the clock.
Yep, just a silly mistake.
Farmington has the basketball after the three-point shot for Mariah Hudson. They give Harrison a 1-point lead. Van Zant with the basketball, working against Hudson. Culpepper with a nice save, gives it up to Tidwell. Tidwell goes inside, finds Culpepper underneath. Up the glass and in, Audrey Culpepper.
What a good finish that was, Audrey, to recognize where the defense was. There were three people sitting there on the inside lane. She still managed to get enough space to get up an open shot.
Culpepper with 9 and now has a steal along with Tidwell. Tidwell pushes ahead to Johnson. Johnson for a deep three, and it's good!
Oh my gosh!
Johnson
That had to be an NBA level 3 right there. She shot that ball so far from behind the line.
From the A on Bobcats. 3:29 to go in the third quarter, 37-33, Farmington leads it. Mariah Hudson with the basketball, working against Kersey. Defensive switch comes to Tidwell. Tidwell has the ball, glance off her hand and out of bounds. Great defensive stand there by Joelle Tidwell. Coach Jay says great job. 3:17 to go in the third quarter, 4-point lead for Farmington. Kinsey Parker against Van Zant, gives it up to Hudson against Johnson. Out to Groberg, over to Olsen, back to Hudson. Hudson goes baseline, goes inside to, did not see that number, is number 24. Shane Gilliam. The ball goes out of bounds off of Farmington. Caroline Cecil and Sydney Schrum check back in for Mariah Hudson and Gilliam for Harrison. 3:01 to go, 4-point lead, 37-33 Farmington. Inbounds pass goes to Schrum, and she's wide open for a three off the front of the rim. Rebound goes to Joelle Tidwell, gives it up to Johnson to Van Zant. Van Zant to Culpepper. Now gives it up to Tidwell. Tidwell goes inside against Cecil, high off the glass, no good, but draws Caroline Cecil with her fourth personal foul.
That's just one thing that, you know, I feel like I don't know how happy their coach is about that. She came right in off the bench, I believe.
Yep.
And then picked up. Yep, and then she picked up a foul immediately after coming in, and here she comes out.
Maggie Salmon checks in, replacing Caroline Cecil. Tidwell's first free throw was good and pushed the lead to 5 for Farmington. Second shot's on its way, and it's good. 6-point lead now with 2:45 to go in the third quarter. Basketball, JB, as you know, is a game of runs, and right now Farmington is on one.
Very much so.
Brent Olson working against Johnson. Now to Schrum. Gives it up to a cutting. Kinsey Parker kicks it outside. Rotation of the basketball to Brent Olson. Three-point basket's no good. High rebound by Van Zant. Van Zant pushing ahead. Working against Schrum, and shot was blocked. Ends up in the hands of Kinsey Parker. Going to take it to the rack. Off the mark, no
What
good.
What great defensive hustle by Joelle Tidwell to make that happen.
And Tori Kersey with the block. Here's a three-point attempt from Harrison. No good. Rebound by Joelle Tidwell. Both sides of the crowd is going wild. Step back three-pointer from Audrey Culpepper. Good! Audrey Culpepper puts her 12th point on the night. And Harrison coach Doug Young wants to talk about it as Farmington goes up by 9, 42-33 with a .52 to go in the third quarter. Oh my, what a possession.
Oh my goodness.
On both ends of the court defensively, it's going to be a full timeout for Harrison. So we'll take it with him. For Jonathan Bry, I'm Brian Dean from Bobcat Arena in Berryville, Arkansas. You're listening to Farmington Lady Cardinal Basketball on the Farm Cars Live Sports Network. We're back, Cardinal fans. Bobcat Arena, minute 52 to go in the third quarter. Farmington leads it by 9, 42-33. And JB, we were talking during the break. What a defensive stand by Joelle Tidwell, not to draw the foul, but to contest the shot from Harrison. It was off the mark. Offensive rebound, then gets blocked by Kersey, ends up in the hands of Van Zant. And then Culpepper with a step-back three on the offensive side.
Absolutely. Our offensive run started there with a long three by Trinity Johnson, and then here it goes. It continues here, not only after the defensive play earlier by Tidwell, but Van Zant has just drawn a charge.
That was Bryn Olson with her first personal foul. It's a player control foul. Farmington with the basketball, up by 9, looking to push it to 11 or 12. Van Zant, isolation play, off the glass, no good. Kept alive by Van Zant, and Culpepper ends up in the hands of Groberg. Minute 20 to go in the third quarter. Schrum to Salmon for 3, off the mark, rebound. Trinity Johnson up ahead to Van Zant. Van Zant pushes ahead to Culpepper, back outside to Johnson. I thought she was going to shoot it. She's got that range.
It looked like she was.
Tidwell
She's already hit
inside.
one from there tonight.
Tidwell goes inside, now throws it up to Van Zant. Van Zant works herself wide open.
Wow.
Off the left-hand layup, up and in. 11-point lead for Farmington with 50 ticks to go in the third quarter. Schrum with the basketball, working against Van Zant. Here's a step-back three for Schrum, and it's good.
That is not a shooter you want to leave open this game. She's been one who's proven she can hit shots today, and just
Absolutely.
a simple mistake there.
Olson has 7 tonight. Van Zant with the basketball and 26 seconds to go in the third quarter. 44-36, Farmington leads it. Coach Jay says go. Here's Culpepper with the ball. To Johnson, to Tidwell, to Van Zant. To Culpepper, top of the key, reverses direction, gives it up to Johnson. Step back three. Off the mark, rebound, Groberg. Groberg with the last second shot, and it's going to go out of bounds. No harm, no foul. At the end of the third quarter, it's Farmington up over Harrison, 44-36, with 8 minutes to play in the regional championship game. It's Championship Saturday. From Berryville Bobcat Arena, I'm Brian Dean alongside Jonathan Bry, bringing you the action tonight. We'll take a quick timeout and be right back. You're listening to Farmington Lady Cardinal Basketball on the Farm Cars Live Sports Network. We're back, Cardinal fans. 8 minutes to go on Regional Championship Saturday. Harrison and Farmington, your Lady Cardinals against the Lady Goblins. And Farmington leads it 44-36. Up by 8. Van Zant with the basketball as Farmington had the possession. Arrow. Tidwell from the wing inside to Kersey. Fakes a handoff, goes inside against Groberg. Shot's no good. Rebound Harrison. In the form of Maggie Salmon. Pushes ahead to Sydney Schrum. Schrum against Van Zant. Out to Mariah Hudson, who can shoot it as well. Off the front of the rim. Rebound, Tori Kersey.
A lot of contact on that rebound, but again,
Van
the
Zant
fouls
pushes
are
it ahead to Johnson. Go ahead.
Fouls are right now 4-0 in Berryville's favor. That's not something you see too much in these close championship games. Normally referees, they do a great job keeping it real close, but shocked Berryville's coach hasn't made a point of this yet.
Harrison.
Harrison's coach, not Berryville. Sorry, we're in Berryville.
You're good.
Yeah.
Tidwell's first shot's up and in. The foul was called against Marion Groberg. It was her first, team's fifth. Tidwell's second, true as well, to push the lead back to 10. 7:20 to go in the ball game. Schrum with the basketball. Working against Van Zant, trying to go inside, nothing's there. Out to Hudson. Hudson to Parker against Kersey. Looking to go inside to Groberg, and Tidwell's going to get called for the foul. It's going to be her third. And Harrison's fans get up and excited that Farmington's being called for a foul. It's comical. I'm not saying that I blame him.
I wouldn't either.
Hudson goes inside, kicks it out to Salmon, over to Parker. Parker goes to the basket. The basket was good, and a Farmington foul is going to be called, so Parker's going to go to and one. McKenna Van Zant picks up her first. And one opportunity for Parker. Shots up, no good. Rebound, Kersey. Resetting the score for Farmington. Van Zant's got 12. Step back three from Johnson's off the mark. Rebound, Tidwell. High off the glass and in. Joelle Tidwell now has 11. So Tidwell has 11. Van Zant's got 12. Excuse me, Van Zant's got 9. Culpepper's got 12. Kersey's got 2. Johnson's got 6.
And these are real untraditional.
Not called. Here's Sydney Schrum to the basket. It's up and in.
I guess the referees are trying to make up for those fouls.
Audrey Culpepper's going to draw that foul. And it's her first, team's third. Schrum at the line to shoot one, and here comes Caroline Cecil off the Harrison bench with 4 fouls. Schrum's second free throw is up, and it's in. So Farmington now has a lead of 7 with 6:30 to go in the ball game. Johnson to Tidwell. Back to Johnson. Outlet pass to Van Zandt for 3, and it's good! McKenna Van Zandt puts 12 points on the board. Her 12th point on the board via a 3-point basket. Push it back to a 10-point lead for Farmington. Kenzie Parker now to, I can't tell who that is. Jump ball possession arrow belongs to Harrison. That was Groberg. For Groberg's shot was no good, and here comes Carson Dillard to the scorer's table to check in. They go inside to Groberg, turn around, hook shots up and in.
Good post move there.
Yep. Van Zandt with the basketball and a 51-43 lead. Kicks it out to Culpepper. Goes inside, out to Tidwell. Tidwell against Cecil. High off the glass, no good. Hustling for the rebound for Harrison's Kenzie Parker. Now she's going to go inside to a wide open Caroline Cecil, and it's up and in. 6-point lead now for Farmington. Farmington answers, looking to answer with a shot from Tori Kersey, no good. Parker ends up with the basketball going inside. 3-point basket from Hudson. It's up and in, and she's going to get foul called on Trinity Johnson, and an opportunity for a 4-point play.
Now, this is something you don't see too much in high school basketball. She just now has the opportunity for a 4-point play.
After that 3-point basket from Mariah Hudson, takes the lead, Farmington lead 51-48 with 5:16 to go. Coach Jay wants to talk about it. And JB, right now, if you're the coach, what are you saying to your team?
I'm telling them we just got to clean it. We got to clean it up a little bit and stop making these silly mistakes. I mean, we've already proven it before that we're better than them, and we're not showing it right now. I mean, we got to do better on defense, do better on offense, and slow down the pace a little bit. They're playing a little bit faster than their usual, which is already quite fast, but just clean up a few things and just take this game over, because they definitely can.
Play within yourself.
Absolutely.
Coming out of the timeout with 5:16 to go in the ball game, 51-48. Mariah Hudson going to the line for a 4-point play opportunity. Her shot's up, off the rim and in. 2-point lead for Farmington now. Basketball is a game of runs, and Harrison's on one right now.
Harrison's got it right now, yes.
Van Zandt with the basketball, now to Dillard. Back to Kersey up at the top of the key. Inside, throws it away to Kenzie Parker. Now going to take it to the glass, and no good. Rebound.
What a great rebound. That's not something you see too much out of her. Morgan Bryce. She's usually a real passive player, but she just really used her strength to her advantage.
Van Zandt with the basketball to Kersey. Back to Van Zandt to Dillard. Dillard to Kersey, to Bry, inside to Culpepper. Culpepper turns around, makes a couple bounces to Van Zandt, off the glass and in.
That was a great slip through by McKenna Van Zandt. She split the two defenders wide open to give herself an open layup.
Van Zandt's got 14 now and increases the Farmington lead to 4, 53-49. Caroline Cecil goes inside to Groberg. Groberg outside to, I can't tell who that is. Offensive rebound, Kenzie Parker for Harrison.
That shooter was just Sydney Strom. That was a strange miss coming from her.
Caroline Cecil with it. Resets the offense to Strom with 3:54 to go in the ballgame. Farmington faithful screaming D up. Sydney Strom's wide open for 3. Off the rattles in and out. Van Zandt with the rebound. Slows it up just a bit, sets up the offense, gives it over to Culpepper. Culpepper to Dillard. Inside to Bry. Bry working against Cecil. Off the glass and in.
Wow, what a good
Great
move.
turnaround basket by Morgan Bry. Give her 4 for the night. 3:17 to go. JB? I know you're excited, buddy. That's gonna be
that
good
was
for you.
awesome. She didn't even have that shot completely open. Made a good contested shot right over number 4.
Here's a great defensive play by Morgan Bryce, staying straight up, not drawing a foul. Contesting the 2 shots by Groberg, both unsuccessful.
Yep.
Ends up in the hands of Kersey. 2:55 to go in the ball game. 6-point lead, 55-49 Farmington. Dillard against Hudson. Gives it up to Van Zandt against Schrum. Van Zandt goes baseline and gets fouled by Caroline Cecil, and that's going to be her night.
Personal foul.
Van Zandt's going to go to the line for 2.
Her 5th personal foul. Team foul number 6 on the Lady Goblins.
So Caroline Cecil's night is done for Harrison. Into the ball game is number 11, Brent Olson.
Timeout, Harrison.
And Harrison wants a timeout. It'll take a full one with 2:38 to go in the ball game. Farmington leads it 55-49. We'll take a quick timeout. Be right back. You're listening to Farmington Lady Cardinal basketball on the Farm Cards Live Sports Network. Welcome back, Farmington fans. 2:38 to go in the ball game. 55-49. Farmington leads it over to Harrison in the Region 4 championship game. Looking to secure a 1 seed going into next week's state tournament game. State tournament games next week in Farmington. Van Zandt's first shot is up and good. Give her 15 points for the night now, with 1 shot coming. Second one's on its way. Good rotation on the basketball, and it's in.
I cannot recall a single free throw we have missed. I don't know if we have missed any, but we have done a phenomenal job shooting from the free throw line tonight.
Schrum working against Van Zandt. Gives it up to Olson. Olson goes inside, and McKenna Van Zandt goes big body, draws a charge against Brent Olson. Olson's second now.
Her 2nd personal foul. Team foul number 7.
Farmington leads it by 8. 57-49 with 2:24 to go in the ball game. Full court press from Harrison. Tidwell's got it. Kicks it over to Kersey, back to Van Zandt. Van Zandt to Tidwell. Tidwell to Dillard. Back to Van Zandt, looking to run some clock.
Yeah, we're going to make them come guard us up here. We're up 8, 2 minutes to go. They're going to have to come up and get us if they want the ball.
And we're in the bonus. So every foul was going to be a 1-and-1 opportunity for us.
Harrison here sends one to double team, and it does not work.
Nice job by Farmington to keep the ball alive. Here's Dillard, and she walked. Carson Dillard bobbled the pass and caused the walk. Trinity Johnson comes back in for Carson Dillard. I believe this is going to be an offensive for defensive substitution. Defensive for offensive substitution. Schrum against Van Zandt, backing her down. Nothing's there, gives it up to Groberg. Groberg against Tidwell. Out to Brent Olson, dives inside, kicks it out for a 3-point attempt, and it's good from Sydney Schrum.
3-point basket.
5-point lead for Farmington now. Full court press coming from Harrison. Farmington breaks the press with 1:18 to go in the ball game. Back to Tidwell. Tidwell to Van Zandt. Here's a foul called on Mariah Hudson. It's going to be her 2nd personal foul, but sends Van Zandt to the free throw line for 1-and-1.
Her 2nd.
Both sides of the fans are sitting on the edge of their seat as this is a 5-point ball game with 1:13 to go. Harrison calls the timeout as Van Zant was going to the free throw line. I'm not sure what was going on other than a timeout was being called, but something happened and Coach Jay didn't necessarily like it. So recapping the score, it's 57-52 with 1:13 to go in the ball game. 18 fouls for Harrison, 4 for Farmington. Farmington, scoring-wise, has 2 points from Tori Kersey, 12 from Audrey Culpepper, 16 from Van Zant, 6 from Johnson, and 11 from Joelle Tidwell. For Harrison, they've got 13 from Mariah Hudson, 13 from Sydney Schrum, 6 from Bryn Olson, 9 from Marion Groberg, and 6 from Parker. Van Zant's first free throw was good. 58-52. 6-point Farmington lead. Van Zant's second shot is up. Rattles in. 7-point lead. Harrison rolls in the basketball. Schrum against Van Zant. Looking to go inside. Step back two is on its way and it's short. Rebound, Kersey falling out of bounds, gives it up to Culpepper.
Looks like Harrison stepped on her ankle there. I thought that might warrant a foul, but we got one anyway.
Culpepper is going to get fouled from somebody on Harrison. It's going to be a number 11, Bryn Olson, her third. Team foul number 9. So next, Harrison team foul, and Farmington's going to shoot 2. Culpepper at the line with 1 and 1. First shot's on its way, and it rattles in and out. Kenzie Parker with a rebound. Down by 7 with 60 seconds left to go in the ball game. Schrum goes inside. Floater's no good. Rebound Johnson. Van Zant with the basketball. And then she's going to get fouled by Sydney Schrum.
Trinity did a great job there standing up right there underneath Sydney Schrum. I mean, if she went to the basket full-fledged, she would have ran Trinity right over, but had to pull up, try to shoot a floater instead, which obviously is not part of her game.
Van Zant going to the line for 2 shots with 50.8 seconds to go in the ball game. First shot's on its way and it's good. 8-point Farmington lead now. Van Zant's second is up and good. 61-52, 50 seconds to go in the ball game. 9-point lead for Farmington, looking to secure down the regional title. Parker with the basketball, gives it up to Hudson, over to Schrum. Step back 3 on its way. Off the front of the rim, rebound Johnson. Johnson's going to the free throw line. Harrison foul is going to be called on either Hudson or Schrum. And it's called on Schrum with 36 seconds to go in the ball game. Schrum is now fouled out of the ball game. And Carson Dillard comes into the ball game for Tori Kersey. Johnson with 2 shots coming. First one's on its way and it's good. Now a 10-point lead. Now it's 11.
Farmington here is doing a great job of not letting Harrison get to the basket and making them shoot outside shots or awkward shots inside the paint.
Just like that for Mariah Hudson.
Absolutely.
Tidwell pushes ahead to Culpepper, and Farmington fans are standing on their feet as they understand and everybody knows that we're just going to run out the clock and it's going to be an 11-point Farmington win to secure the regional tournament championship and head into the state playoffs next week in Farmington as the number 1 seed. 3, 2, 1. How about that, Farmington fans? 63-52 to secure the victory over Harrison and capture the 4A regional tournament. Congratulations, Farmington fans and Farmington Lady Cardinals and Coach Brad Johnson, Denver Holt, Bree Jones, and Coach McCullough as well on their regional tournament championship. Congratulations as well to the runners-up. Harrison, great, hard-fought ball game.
Absolutely,
and
it was.
JB, you look up at the scoreboard, I was only 2 points off.
Only 2 points off. I know. I thought they were going to foul one more time there at the end, and looking at it, I'm thinking he's going to get it right. It's going to be 13, but nope.
We're going to leave it right here for the trophy presentations.
For a North Region runner-up.
First for the runners-up, the Harrison Lady Goblins and Coach Doug Young. Congratulations to Harrison. They will head into next week's state tournament as the number 2 seed. And a lot of people, quite frankly, JB,
Friday at 7 p.m.
Harrison will play Friday at 7. JB, a lot of people think that this could be the state title game.
It very well could be. I mean, these are I believe these are the top 2 teams in the state, and if they keep playing basketball the way they have recently and to get up to this point, this very well could be the state tournament game that happens in Farmington.
And there's the trophy presentation to the Farmington Lady Cardinals, your 2019-2020 Region 4 tournament champions, headed into next week's state tournament game on Thursday at 4 p.m. as the number 1 seed. Congratulations, Coach Jay and the Lady Cardinals. And Farmington fans have a lot to be proud
Absolutely.
as the celebration goes.
These girls have accomplished so much in this season.
To be able to go 30-3 up to this point, undefeated in conference play in the regular season, win the conference tournament championship and now the regional tournament championship. It's been a great season, and hopefully it continues all the way to a state title run for your Lady Cardinals.
I agree.
Well, JB, I appreciate you. You've done a great job, sir. I know that it was kind of last minute. Well, I gave you about a 20-minute heads up, maybe 30, coming into this.
Yep.
And you've never done this before, is that correct?
That's correct.
I mean, I tell you what, if whatever you want to do, pursue in life doesn't work out as option number 1, and I know that somewhere along in those lines is some sort of potentially some sort of basketball coaching career for you.
Yes.
And hopefully that turns out. I wish you the best. But nonetheless, if nothing else, I will tell you, you have my vote of confidence that you can fall into a commentator's spot at any point in time.
That's wonderful. Always good to have that.
Your basketball IQ, well, let me rephrase that. I can't just say your basketball IQ because your IQ period is off the charts. But your basketball IQ, your basketball background, of course, you've been helping the boys basketball team for, 6 years now?
Yeah, about 6, yeah.
About 6 years. Of course, you played some as well, and so your basketball knowledge is there. I will tell you, sir, you've done a great job tonight, and I appreciate the help.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's
there
been
you
a
have
pleasure.
it. There you have it from Berryville Bobcat Arena and the home of the Berryville Bobcats, Berryville High School. For Jonathan Bry, I'm Brian Dean signing off. We'll see you next week in Farmington, America, the site of the 2020 Class 4A State Championship. And JB, that just sounds weird, but it's cool.
It's very cool. Very cool.
So Farmington, look forward to it. Next week, Thursday, 4 o'clock, your Lady Cardinals will be in action back on the home court, gunning for a state title. For Jonathan Bry, I'm Brian Dean. Thanks a lot to Bryce Dean and Brody Hill and Ms. Bunsgard for all their help tonight. You've been listening to Farmington Lady Cardinal basketball, where the Cardinals are successful 11-point victors over the Harrison Goblins to capture the 4A regional tournament title. We'll see you next week. You've been listening to Farmington Lady Cardinal basketball on the Farm Cars Live Sports.